Hi guys, Nicola from Square One Physio and Mossman. What I'll be doing today is taking you through a 30-minute upper back and upper limb strength circuit. So this exercise is going to go for 30 minutes and all you need is a foam roller, preferably a long one. If you don't have a foam roller at home, that's okay. I want you to grab just 2 really thick beach towels and roll them up just so they form a similar sort of shape. I've got my buddy Lucy here to help us go through the exercises. We're going to get you started. Alrighty, so our first exercise, I'm actually going to get Lucy to have a lie down on top of the foam roller. So what you want to do is make sure the foam roller is running down the middle of your spine. Have your hips supported but also your neck supported. So really good for anyone who's had neck issues in the past, okay? So what I'm first going to get Lucy to do is pop her palms up towards the roof and relax her arms out to the side, okay? This should feel like a really nice chest stretch across the pecs there, okay? What we're going to do here is hold for about 30 to 45 seconds. And I want Lucy to also focus on her breathing. So taking nice deep breaths in, trying to get that breath all the way down to her tummy. Now, if going arms straight is a bit too uncomfortable, what you can do is just slightly bend the elbows a little bit more. That'll take a bit of tension off your nerve, but still open up through the chest. How's that feeling, Lucy?
Good.
Good? Good. So to add on to this exercise, what I'm going to get Lucy to do is bring her hands together and then open apart again. Beautiful. What you want to feel with this one is as you open your arms apart, you're trying to wrap those shoulder blades around your roller or towel. We're going to go for 10 repetitions of this one. Now you might find it feels a little bit unstable on the foam roller. That's normal. Shouldn't be uncomfortable though. Beautiful there, Lucy. What this exercise is going to help do is really release all through those posterior muscles between your shoulder blades and your upper back. Really good for anyone sitting at a desk all day when we get stuck in those awful postures. Beautiful. Our next exercise is Lucy's going to bring her arms up towards the roof. This one you actually want to keep your elbows straight and then slowly Lucy's going to wrap her 2 shoulder blades around the roller again and then lift her shoulder blades up towards the roof. It's a really small movement, so you don't panic if you're not getting too much range. And again, this should just feel quite nice through the middle of the shoulder blades. Again, we're going to go for about 10 reps. Again, still making sure we're not breath holding, getting that breath all the way down to our tummy. Beautiful. Hope you're counting loose. Beautiful. Alrighty, so the next movement, what we're going to go into is almost like a backstroke movement. So Lucy's going to turn both of her palms to face me. Then she's going to drop one arm back behind her and try and reach really long whilst the other arm just goes by her side here. With this one, what you want to try and focus on is keeping the top arm elbow straight and really try and reach as far as you can away from you and see if you can get it towards the ground as well. Hold for sort of 3 to 5 seconds with this one, then slowly we're going to alternate. So the other arm's going to come up, reaching long. See if she can get that arm all the way down, not quite. Again, that's normal. Lucy doesn't have any shoulder problems that we know of. So if you've had any niggly shoulders in the past and you find you're quite stiff, that range is fairly normal. Beautiful. Again, we're going to try and keep it pretty similar to the other exercises, going for about 10 or 5 swaps each side. Really good. Perfect. You let me know, Luce. I'm terrible at counting. Alrighty, she's got another one coming. So what we're going to do next is actually get our arms up into sort of like a stop sign or a W position. This time what I want Lucy to do is imagine she's making snow angels. So trying to get the forearms rotated backwards, coming up, gliding up, and then rolling back down. Yeah, good. Again, sort of just work within your range. If you're finding coming right up is a little bit sore on the shoulders, just go within what feels comfortable for you. Really good, Luce. Beautiful. Again, 10 if I didn't already say that earlier. Perfect. Alrighty, so what we're going to do next is actually get Lucy off the foam roller. We're going to turn it onto a horizontal angle. So we're going to line it up. For girls, think sort of where your bra strap would sit. For men, think kind of just under the shoulder blade area. Then definitely what I want every single person to do is wrap your arms around your head just to make sure you're supporting the neck. Lucy's going to take a nice deep breath in and then fold herself backwards over the roller. Perfect. You might hear a few cracks here. Good. With this one, important to keep your hips still on the ground or the bed, just so you're getting that nice extension through your upper back. So this is essentially just to counteract that rounded shoulder position that we all get into sitting at our desks. And this one's a nice one as well, just because you can also have a play around with where the roller sits. So if you want, you can go a little bit higher. Again, probably with this one, you're kind of looking for 5 to 8 reps of extension over the roller. And again, use your breath. So think, breathe in, breathe out as you fold yourself over. Good. Then to add in with this, you stay in the exact same position. Lucy's going to lift her hips up and then just roll your back along the roller. Try and keep your back as straight as you can. And this one should feel quite good. Again, pretty normal if you hear a few cracks, pops. Just releasing through the joint there. Beautiful. Obviously with the towel, this one will be a little bit hard. So what you can do is just stick with the extension over the towel. Awesome, we'll go one more loose. Perfect. All right, so we're going to get rid of the foam roller this time. The next one we're going to go into are called our book openings. So this is a personal favorite of mine, just because you can target the upper back as well as the lower back as well. So this is the position you want to come into, lying on your side, knees bent and on top of each other. Now what Lucy's going to do with her arms is go straight out in front, top arm on top of the bottom arm. Perfect. Now what she's going to do is open up with that top arm, try and rotate towards the opposite wall. Perfect. Now the trick here you'll see is Lucy wants to keep her knees and her hips still facing the original wall, so you're getting that nice rotation through your mid-back as well. We're going to go 8 reps of this each side. Again, using your breath, so try and breathe out as you twist over. Good. So 2 little variations you can make to this one. If you're finding, again, that straight arms, if anything, a little bit too much of a pull through your arm, what you can do is come back over, Lucy, and rather than keep your arms straight and open up, she's going to slide this arm back along. Imagine you're pulling an arrow back and then slide back. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Another little variation you can make to this one, which I like to do for my lower back, is if Lucy straightens out her bottom leg, keeps the top one bent and let herself roll forward, keep that knee in contact with the ground or the bed, and then try that again. What you'll find is she actually gets a little bit more of a stretch in her lower back as well. Perfect. Yeah. And then once you've done 8 this side, always make sure you do both sides. So Lucy's going to roll over. You get a nice view. So again, it'll probably be nice to see it from this angle.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. And you'll notice her head's going to follow her arm as she opens up. That's how you get that rotation through the mid-back there. Yeah. Good. And you'll see, yeah, Lucy rolls back on her hips a little bit. That's fine. And it should just feel quite nice across your chest, like a nice stretch, but also a little bit through the shoulder blades. Awesome. Beautiful. Awesome. So I'm going to get Lucy to turn all the way back onto her other side for me. Next exercise is we're going to have a little bit of work through our rotator cuff. So really good for shoulder stability, and if you've had any little shoulder niggles in the past, really important to get that rotator cuff nice and strong. So all you'll need is quite a light dumbbell, because what we're after is more reps rather than heavier dumbbell, okay? If you don't have any dumbbells at home, again, totally fine. What I want you to do is grab a water bottle and fill it up. 500 mils, a litre would sort of do the trick as well. Okay, so Lucy's going to take the dumbbell in her top arm. Again, make sure your neck and your head's supported. So if you want to use a pillow, a towel, anything like that, Lucy's using her arm. She looks quite comfortable. Then what we want to do is keep your upper arm glued to your body, elbow bent at sort of 90 degrees. And then she's going to slowly rotate that arm up towards the roof and back down. Okay, what you want to do is make sure that elbow stays in contact with your side and doesn't come up as best you can. Good. Other important thing I want you to try and limit is how much wrist movement you're getting, okay? They'll probably try and kick in to help you get a bit more range, but see if you can keep that wrist nice and strong and just move from the arm. Now Lucy will be feeling this in her shoulder, although it probably looks like she might be feeling it in her elbow. Good. So the reps you want to go for with this one is sort of anywhere as much as you can tolerate. If you can get up to sort of that 15 to 20, excellent. Again, if you've had shoulder issues in the past or rotator cuff issues, you might find your tolerance is a little bit less. What you want to do, because again it's strength, go for about 2 to 3 sets of however many reps you go for. You should start to get that burn through there. So we'll give her a rest and then we'll see if we can go for another set. How many did you get to? 11. And you haven't had any shoulder issues?
No.
Yeah. So again, normal. If you're finding you're not quite getting to that 10, pretty common. This is actually quite a brutal exercise. So whenever Lucy's ready, with rest, give yourself sort of that minute, 2 minute in between, just to give yourself enough time to recover to go again. Good. Really good. Perfect. See if you can get past 11.
No way.
No way?
This is 9.
Yep.
I think I'll go for 10.
Let's go 10. Good job. All right, another rest. I'm going to make her do 3 sets. I want you guys to try and do 3. Again, don't panic if you're not getting to 10. Whatever your tolerance is for now. Awesome. Then, whenever Lucy's ready, we'll get her to go again. And Lucy's only using 1 kilo here, so don't go heavier than that. And even like 500 grams would probably do fine. Again, if you don't have a water bottle that big, or that's just not handy, can of something from the cupboard. Lots of people are stocking up on that at the moment. Good. How you going?
7. Good, slowly.
Good job. All right, good job, Lise. We'll get rid of that one for you. Obviously, you're going to do both sides of this one. You might find one side is a little bit less than the other. That's okay. All right. Next position we're going to get into is actually onto your hands and knees, so sort of on that all fours position. If your knees don't typically like this position too much, what you can do is get a couple of cushions or a towel, just put them under your knees. That'll take a lot of the pressure off as well, so that'll feel quite comfortable. Okay, so the setup's really important with this one. So what you want to make sure is that your arms are right under the level of your shoulders and that your knees are right under the level of your hips, okay? Weight evenly distributed. She shouldn't feel like she's sort of shifting one side more than the other, which is looking pretty good. Okay, so the next one's more of a mobility exercise, so a nice stretch called the Cat Camel, okay? What I'm gonna get Lucy to do is arch her back up, try and get a really nice rounding through her mid-back there, letting her head drop down, relaxing, and then she's gonna go the opposite way. So she's gonna dip down, head's coming up, trying to sink through here. A lot of people will try and arch through the lower back. If you can, try and keep it a bit more to your upper back. Good, and again, using the breath. So she's gonna breathe out as she goes into the position here, good. Then she's gonna take a breath in and breathe out again as she comes up. Good. Perfect. And rep-wise, probably looking at around 8 to 10 of these. And it should just feel really nice. Beautiful. Then when she's finished that, we're going to go into another personal favourite of mine, thread the needle. So what you want to do is, again, start in this position. She's going to get her left arm to start with and thread it through the gap of her right arm and her right leg and get a really nice twist through her upper back, okay? What you can do to get a bit more is actually bend the other elbow so you can get a bit lower to the ground and a bit more range. Beautiful. And then she's going to come back to the starting position and then she's going to go again. Beautiful. You can sit the hips a little bit back into your heels, but you don't want to completely sit into your heels. Good. We're going to go again that way, Lucy. And then what you can do is actually add in a rotation to the other side. So she's going to come up and actually reach that arm up, twist up towards the roof. Good. And then fully back through. Yeah. We're looking for 8 reps of these each side. Really good. Again, because most of the rotation in our spine comes from our thoracic or our mid-back, what we want to do is make sure that you've got good mobility through extension and rotation. Both movements get super stiff when we're sitting at a desk all day, or even if you're driving for long periods. Good. Awesome. With this one as well, if you're finding wrists are getting a little bit uncomfortable putting that much weight through it, what you can do is actually make a fist, like Lucy's doing now. Yep, that should take a little bit of the pressure off your wrist. Good. Otherwise, what you could also use is probably like a chair or a box and just prop your forearms up and sort of do a similar movement, or just less reps depending on how much you can tolerate. And we'll add in the rotation to the other side now. Good. Then she's going to come up, reach up. Perfect. Again, this should feel really good and shouldn't load too much through the core or the shoulder. Perfect. So next one we're going to go through is child's pose. Okay, so again, starting in this 4-point position, Lucy's going to really slowly sit her heels all the way back into her heels. Now, if you're pregnant, have had knee surgery in the past, knees don't like this position too much, what you can do is actually widen the position of your legs so you're really nice and wide, just so you're not getting too much pressure through the knees. Again, if you're pregnant as well, just room for the belly to go. She's going to relax her head down, Arms are relaxed as well. If you want, you can reach your arms out a little bit further. Yeah. This one's really good more so I like for the lower back, just to help gap those joints open a little bit, give those muscles a bit of a stretch that kind of get tight when we're sitting down all day. Few variations you can do for this one. So I'd probably hold here for 30 to 45 seconds at a time. 2 to 3 reps is pretty good. What we want to do is then try and target her side as well. So what she can do is go through what we'll call a walking hand movement. So she's going to move both arms all the way across to the side. She's going to feel that really beautiful stretch down her lats. Again, staying here 30 to 45 seconds. How you going, Luce?
Good.
Good. And then she's going to walk her hands over to the other side. Perfect. Awesome. She's going to come back to the middle and then slowly come out of that position. Perfect. Still awake?
Yep.
Yep. All right, so we're going to move into a little bit of strength work now for our shoulders. So what will get super lazy, sitting on the couch, sitting at the desk, computer, laptop work, is all those muscles that help control our posture. So everyone will sort of get stuck here. Although those muscles are in a lengthened position, they can still get weak there. So what we want to do is help sort of wake them up first and then get them nice and strong. So again, in this position, wrists aren't tolerating it, you can make a fist. But what I'm going to get Lucy to do this time is let her 2 shoulder blades sink together. Perfect. And then she's going to imagine she's pushing the floor away from her and split the shoulder blades apart. Good. Let them sink together and then push them apart. So this one's super similar to the Cat Camel, but what we're trying to do is really isolate it to the shoulder blades. So it's smaller movement and you're trying to limit as much sort of arching through the mid back to lower back as much as you can, okay? This can feel a little bit hard on the neck, especially if you had neck pain in the past. What you want to do is try and maintain that neutral position of your neck. So avoid it sort of dropping right down or really arching up. Lucy's got a good position there. I actually like to do a lot more reps with this one, so you're probably looking at around 15. Good. Really gentle. You're also trying to look for some symmetry between your shoulder blades. If you've had one side that's either had surgery before or you've had any issues, you might find is a little bit either slower or sort of moves a different way to the other side. Trying to get that nice and symmetrical. Good. So Lucy should be by now feeling a little bit tired through her shoulders and her arms, just so they're supporting her. That's okay. We are putting a lot of our weight through our shoulders, but if you're finding that you're not tolerating it too much, you can shift your weight back a little bit just so you're not all the way through your arms. Yeah. Good. Okay, so we're gonna take it up a little bit. So what we're going to do is go through different kind of modified plank positions that you can get into and then add in some shoulder taps. So again, this is probably the beginner position, I'd say, this one. What I'm going to get Lucy to do is lift one arm up and tap it to her opposite shoulder and back down, and then she's going to alternate arms, okay? Trick with this one is you want to keep the body as still as you can, so avoid, Lucy, if you can do like a hip drop or something like that. Avoid sort of excessive rolling to one side or letting the pelvis drop side to side as well. So you might feel a bit in through your core. Good. Probably go for 8 reps of this one and then see if you can take it up the next level. All up, probably try and do 3 sets of them. So the next one I'm going to get Lucy to do is, again, stay in this position. She's going to tuck her toes under, lift her knees up, so she's in a little modified plank. Again, harder on the shoulders, harder on the core. She's going to try and do that again. Good. Yeah. Very good. This one too hard for you, just stick with the beginner one. See if you can go 8 loose. Really good. You can tell this is hard for her, so it's okay if you're a little bit puffed after this one as well. How you going? Ready for another one? All right, so then the next progression is we can go to a full plank. So she stretches her arms out, lifts her butt up, straight knees. Again, you want to make sure you're in a good plank position, so avoiding excessively having that up, but also not dropping too low so you're arching through your back. So really nice and solid here. Let's see how she goes with this one. Good. So this one's really tricky. What you can try is putting your feet a little bit further apart, so you've got a wider base of support. That can help. Go loose.
I lost count.
I lost count too.
I think that's about it.
And drop down. Perfect. Awesome. So where'd you feel that mostly?
Mostly tummy,
Yep.
but definitely a little bit back of shoulders
Yep.
as well.
Perfect.
Yep.
So gauge where you're feeling. If it's feeling, if anything, a little bit too sore, just drop back the level. If you're coping quite well and it's more that muscle fatigue sore that you're getting, that's what we're after. So that's okay. Awesome. Okay. Next exercise, I'm just going to get Lucy sitting. So we'll give her a bit of a break from weight bearing through there. Next one is, again, targeting the strength through our postural muscles that usually get quite weak in a lengthened position. Now, we're going to use a TheraBand today for Lucy's exercise, but a trick you can do if you don't have a TheraBand at home is just sitting in this position, think nice and tall through your spine. What you're going to do is pull or pinch your shoulder blades together, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax. So this one seems super simple, but a lot of people get this wrong. They'll either, when they pinch their shoulder blades back, really poke their neck forward, which is what we want to avoid. And also you want to avoid arching through the lower back. Yeah. Good. Again, should feel all those muscles in between the shoulder blades working. Probably looking at around 12 to 15 reps of this one. Try and go for that 2 to 3 sets if you can as well. Awesome. For those of you who've got a TheraBand at home, you don't need a super heavy one. They go in colour order. So if you've got a yellow, red or green, probably if you're a bit stronger, that's okay. If you're getting up sort of anywhere near the black, blue or silver, that's probably a little bit too strong for this one. I'm going to get Lucy to hold on to the TheraBand on each end. All right. Doing the same movement but adding a bit of resistance to it, okay? So a little bit harder. She's going to lift her arms up. She's going to pull the band apart, keeping her elbows straight, and she's going to squeeze her shoulder blades together. Good. And then bring the arms forward. Yeah, so you probably notice her shoulders came up a little bit towards her ears. We want to try and avoid that as much as possible. So when you pull the band apart, try and pull the shoulder blades down and together. Good. If you're someone that's had neck pain in the past, I'd probably go for a lighter TheraBand, just because you'll probably find pulling that apart will recruit those neck muscles. We don't want to pull up too sore. We're going to go for 12 of these ones, just pulling straight apart. Again, this range, sort of that 90-degree position, if that's a little bit too pinchy or uncomfortable, just lower your arms a bit. Good. And then what we're going to get Lucy to do is do the same pull but come onto a diagonal position. So right arm towards the top. Same thing, pull the shoulder blades together. Awesome. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Good. Beautiful. And then turn the other way. Again, 10, 12 reps, pretty good.
Arms are getting tired.
Done a lot today. Alrighty, we've got one final exercise that I'm going to get Lucy to do For this one, all you need is a wall. We're going to get rid of the TheraBand. We're going to get you to come around and just get your hands on the mirror. Alrighty, so we're going to incorporate a sort of push-up. This will be varying sort of grades of how hard it is, I guess. So you can start off standing up against the wall. That's probably the easiest. Then to progress, come to sort of your kitchen bench or your table, so you're on a bit of an angle. Try the push-ups there as well. And then coming back into that 4-point position, doing a full push-up, then with your legs straight is probably the hardest as well. This is a good one to start with though. So Lucy's just going to pop her hands on the wall. Hopefully you don't have a mirror that you're using at home. She wants to be a little bit further away from the wall, not up nice and close, so you can lean into it a little bit. I'll move the table, perfect. Then she's going to let her chest come down towards the wall, bend the elbows, and then push back up. With this one, keep the back nice and straight. Try and engage your core a little bit, and you want to keep your elbows fairly narrow towards your body, but not all the way in. Beautiful. And as well with this one, although you're bending the elbows, you can also pinch the shoulder blades together. Good. At the end of the workout, Lucy's pretty fatigued. So see if you can get to 8 to 10 reps of this one. Good. Last one. And we'll finish there. Cool. Awesome. Thanks so much, Lucy. So guys, that was around 30 minutes of just taking you through some really nice mobility exercises that are good anyone that's working from home at the moment, as well as just some basic upper limb strength exercises. Stay tuned because we'll be uploading probably a few more videos to come, and stay safe.